Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday. I am Kate Dillon, and I'm the host here at the Racing Insiders podcast, a production of Crate Insider, and I'm here today with Steve Hendren from Hendren Racing Engines. Steve, how are you doing today?
Not bad.
Well, good.
Other than my losing in golf.
I know you're playing Golf Clash. We had to start a minute late because he's playing Golf
I had
Clash.
to finish the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because he started a game 3 minutes before we started. So
Well,
you know. Up to the last minute. So, Steve, how was your week?
Up and down.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's we had a bunch of dyno jobs this week, and that was basically it.
Yeah. Any big winners this weekend?
Justin Williams won. That I know of. I mean, it's what I've seen on Facebook, but
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really looked to see who tagged us in anything, but
Gotcha.
Matt Henderson almost won last night. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know he won the limited race the night before, but almost won. So that
would be second.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, you
the
just
first
never
loser.
know. Yeah, well, yeah, that's always your attitude. And you went to the race.
Then my kid run fourth last night, so that's like the third loser.
My goodness.
Well, it is what it is.
Well, run your own race, and finishing fourth is a good top 5 finish. So
no, he did good,
and he did well in qualifying too. I mean, Gaffney, the only chance you really have is if anybody breaks in front of you.
Gaffney's one of those tracks where
where you start is where you finish unless you break.
Well, but it's really
the competition's so ridiculous.
Stupid there.
Yeah. Everybody's all the same stuff. And I mean, I'm not trying to bash the track by any means. It's just it's like there's not a whole lot of passing that happens. Maybe on restarts or something. Were there really any restarts?
No, it was like flag to flag.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What time did you guys get out of there last night?
I left I think at like 10:30.
Okay.
So
wow.
Not bad if they got the late models first, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to be there till like 4.
Yeah, I know. That's why I pretty much stopped going. But they've been really run a good on time program this year. For sure. Absolutely. Cool. Oh, I see we got some folks here. I see Scott is here. Yeah, hi S&K from Smoky, California. Man, I saw this week Greenville. I don't know if it's Greenville or Greenville. I live in the South. So it's probably Greenville, California.
Well, it'd be Greenville, yeah.
Yeah, it burned to the ground. I mean, that was just horrible. Yeah, with the Dixie fire. Yeah. I caught that. I see Keith is here, or Kevin is here from South Georgia. Mm-hmm. So, hey, y'all. Alan is here. So, Dylan Brown finished 5th, so he's got a top 5.
I mean.
Yep.
I mean, what can you say about Dylan? I mean, he's done a great job.
He's done a great job this year for sure. Bill is here saying hi. Hi, Kate, and hi, Steve. And Saw Logs Blastic Hubs. And he says, by James Deadman, he says, hi, Kate is right about Cherokee racing. Again, not trying to bash the track by any means.
I mean, they're getting it. They're getting it better, but I mean, it's just one of those places where you go. I mean,
competition.
The win there is like, I mean, I don't know. You've won Eldora basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean in the crate division.
Yeah.
At least.
And Matt Henderson is here. We were just talking about you, Matt. So
yep.
Yeah, I said good things.
Yep.
And then there's Steve. So
apparently he was racing against somebody who ran out of talent in his heat race last night.
Oh.
And got wrecked.
Oh, really?
Which, Matt. Wow. I mean.
Yeah.
So
that's
after reading his post today. So.
Gotcha.
And I would concur with that analogy. So.
Yeah, somebody that ran out of talent.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. Oh, and I see David Fountain is here. He says, hey, guys, been a while. And Roy is here from the Up on the Bars podcast. Roy says, hey, funny people. We're just us. I mean, I don't know. We make fun of each other.
Is he pulled over alongside the road in his truck right now?
I don't know. He can tell us. If you guys have any questions, drop them in. We're just here to hang out on a Sunday and do that. Oh, well, gosh, we've already got a tech question here.
Oh, nice.
James is here, and he says, my MSD distributor is locked out, so I bought a starter saver. My question is, would 10 degrees or 20 degrees best to start my race motor?
I don't know what that is.
A starter saver? Yeah, I don't know what a starter saver is.
Oh, it probably pulls timing out. Probably pull 20 degrees out. Be fine. I mean, like the fast stuff that we run.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a 20 degree retard in it.
Yes.
Can I say that word now?
I don't know.
I mean, it has to do with racing,
distributors. I know
people. But.
I know, but I did see your post. If anybody hasn't seen Steve's post, it was on your page, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, yeah, 20 degrees is fine. I mean, 10 degrees will work. But I mean, ultimately, really, you don't need to do that anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just not a big deal to start stuff at full advance.
Okay. Good to do. Roy is here, and he says, I'm sitting, because you asked if he was, on the road. Yeah. He says he's sitting at home for his birthday. So happy birthday, Roy. And he's coming to North Carolina. Whoa, whoops, hang on.
Nice.
Coming to North Carolina in September or October.
Awesome.
Well, look us up.
I'll be in California in October.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not when you're here.
Yeah, if there's somewhere we can get together. Of course, we're really off of the beaten path. We're between lots of places that are, are the go-to places. But yeah, we'd love to meet you in person. That'd be pretty cool. Brian says Facebook jail might get you, Steve.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I was there for posting a Kurt Cobain photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Well, and I'll tell you how
I had 30-day
where they were going to watch you.
You're an asshole. We're going to watch you. Thing.
Yeah, my strategy for not ending up in Facebook jail is pretty much like my strategy of life, which is if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I think I've had about 4 posts all year. I mean, obviously on CrateInsider, right. But yeah, I don't really say much on Facebook.
I do.
I just don't. I mean, it's just
because I mean, ultimately,
I can't risk
ultimately, fuck Facebook.
Well,
I mean, I really don't care. So
I care because my businesses that's how I'm communicating with my customers.
Right.
I mean, I'm still gonna have my website. They don't have a control of that, and it's hard to say. Yeah. I just try not to get personally kicked off, because if I'm personally kicked off, then I can't access my pages. Well, and I can't do the good in the world that I'm trying to do. So
what is the good in the world you're trying to do?
Well, I try to help racers with getting good tech information. I also really support American manufacturing. And, I do that through producing or promoting the products that we sell at CrateInsider. Right. So, I mean, I feel like those are my noble goals. And maybe that's important to some people, but it's important to me.
So last night at Gaffney, I got told that I drank pussy beer.
Okay.
On our show.
Oh.
And I do for a reason.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll...
What are you drinking, by the way?
I'm drinking a Chelada.
All right. So I'm drinking Ultra.
Yep.
So, in a cup.
Because we got new Yeti mugs, because it's only 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's like really nice. These things work fucking great.
Yeah.
But at any rate.
Shout out to Yeti.
I got
not
told
sponsored yet.
I drink pussy beer. And the reason I do is because I'm like 40 pounds heavier than I was when I graduated high school. So I'm like trying to keep it from being 50 pounds.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I'm going to be 2 and done. So I'm drinking Bud Light, but I'm 2 and done. For you, that's like...
We're getting fired up.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, like...
Yeah. Right.
I mean, 2 isn't even an appetizer for you.
No.
Yeah, your beer's like water, but thank goodness, because if you're drinking anything heavier, you'd be totally foobarred by... Well...
I'd also be I'd be fat as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's just say it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you'd be a bit much. You're a bit much when you're not
sober.
Drunk, but yeah. So there we go. Oh, here we go. So Mike says, hey Steve, California misses you.
Yep.
We got high temp silicone on sale today. Hit me up.
Nice.
RTV, I hope.
All right. So me and that dude there,
Mike Locatelli,
we went to school from the time we were in kindergarten together.
Oh, wow.
And he's a badass mofo. So when I'm there in October, we better hook up, dude. You need to send me your damn address, because we're
going to be there for a whole week. So we're flying in on October 4th. We're leaving on the 11th.
Correct.
So we're there for the whole week. Yep. And Steve will probably not be working. We really operate on different time schedules. So
we're not going to be working.
I will be.
Well, you might be.
I will be, but Yeah, there's no rest for the wicked, and apparently very wicked.
I'm gonna enjoy a little time off is what's gonna happen.
Well, good, and so will I, but I will still be sort of working. I won't be working like I normally do, but I will have a laptop with me, and I will be doing some work. George is giving you some advice, Steve. He says, practice your tree hugging, Steve. California.
Well, I do like trees.
Well, we're going to go to the Redwood Forest, I certainly hope.
Well, yeah, you're going to see that. So,
I've been on Highway 1. I've spent time in California, and I actually never did make the trip to the Redwood Forest. So,
yeah.
Where you can actually spend the time in the Redwood Forest. Right. And really looking forward to that. Roy says, hey, we'll arrange it. Been to Rutherford before. So great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, when I was on your podcast, you said that. So I was actually amazed.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And
because nobody comes here.
I know. They don't. And Mike just says, Steve, we will, start hanging out. And you're just as healthy as you were in high school.
Which isn't saying much.
That was like beer and cigarettes at noon. You tell a story about the first time you drank beer.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was my buddy Jeff Newman.
Okay.
Who Mike knows. Uh-huh. And so like Jeff stole like a whole, I think it was like a 6-pack or a 12-pack of, what was that shit? Old Milwaukee Best.
Milwaukee's Best?
Out of his dad's fridge. And then it was like sitting in the trunk of his car all day while we were at school, and we went back to my house and we like drank it warm. Not even warm. I'd say hot.
Oh my God. Oh.
So that was my first,
It's amazing to me you ever drank a beer again after that.
It took me, I used to drink liquor. So like it took me probably, let's see, it would have been, it's probably about 17 or 18. Probably about 17. So it would have been until I was about 27 before I started drinking beer again.
Oh, wow.
Other than Australia.
Right.
Australian beer is fucking phenomenal. But
yeah.
When I lived over there, but.
Try to curb the F words.
Oh.
Please.
Sorry.
Please. I'm not offended. Again, just trying to not get kicked off of Facebook or YouTube or be flagged. So that's all.
Fucking like.
Oh, David is giving us some good advice. He says, buy smokes before you go to California. They're expensive.
Oh, dude, I'll be taking a carton.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. And Mike says Steve did not smoke or drink in high school. He was straight as an arrow.
Like, no, that's exactly true.
Well, I mean, it kind of amazed me to hear that you were 17 or 18 before you drank beer.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I was like drinking Sun Country wine coolers. No, you remember Sun Country wine coolers? Well, the bear and the 2-liter bottles?
Well, my whole thing was like, I worked for my dad since I was 12 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like I was leaving school, riding the bus across town and like going to work for my dad. And then, honestly, I mean, like, again, me and Mike were like friends since kindergarten, but we never hung out together because I was always working and stuff like that. So I just never got into the whole beer drinking, partying scene at all. And then I started racing at 16 after I was done playing soccer. And it just never materialized. So.
Yeah. Wow, you're a jock.
I was a late bloomer.
You're a jock.
No, I wasn't.
I was a cheerleader.
I was not a jock. Trust me. I went to school with plenty of quote unquote jocks. And so did Mike. And most of them were most of them were freaking douchebags. But I mean, it just never materialized until, later in life.
The amazing thing is,
and smoking came about in Australia. Sorry. Mm-hmm. I know how pissed off you get when I cut you off.
No, but you were raised in California during the good old days, because I remember when I was a kid, growing up in mostly Iowa and somewhat Minnesota.
Right.
But all the hot movies back then were all based in California, like E.T. and Karate Kid. I mean, it was like the promised land.
Right.
It looked like it was like the coolest place to live ever.
Yeah.
So you were really there during the golden days, weren't you? Did it seem like it at the time?
Well, I will tell you this. It was the absolute best place in the world to grow up. I would never live there again.
That's sad.
I mean, again, with me and Mike, like where we grew up, in the town we grew up in, was just amazing. I mean, God, we had so much fun there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I hated school, but even school was fun as compared to what kids are going through nowadays. So
yeah,
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I love the place. It's where I grew up, so I mean, I love it automatically. But I'd never move back.
Right.
Hate to say it, but
it's sad. Oh, Mike's sharing a memory here too. He says, I used to occasionally get a ride to school in the morning by Betty in her 340 Duster pistol shifter, 4-gear. Yes. so
my mom.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. So tell us that story about this car.
so my parents, like, they owned it was a 1973 340 Duster. So it was the last car of what Mopar used to call the rapid transit system. So in other words, like quarter mile, like true quarter, like back in the day, it was like true quarter mile. It had to be under a 13-second car to be considered a rapid transit car.
Okay.
And so that's what Mom drove around. And so, yeah, she would have picked up Mike and,
that's too funny.
hauled us all around in that thing and everything. And Mom was a drag racer, so
right.
There's no.
Yeah, and if you look back, I mean, gosh, last year in 2020 on Mother's Day, we had your mom on the show. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to get Betty back onto the show again.
Yeah,
we don't have to wait till like Mother's Day or anything.
Yep.
We need to get my dad back on the show too.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was.
Or get the both of them together or whatever.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
You know what I want to do actually?
Tell me.
And I thought about this today. Was we've got several friends out here who are like military guys. It'd be fun to get like one of them on the show just to talk about some things.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, one of our good friends, Chris Garland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was in a movie.
He was in a documentary.
Yeah.
About his experiences, and it'd be fun to get him on here and just get little life perspective from a Marine sniper.
For sure, and his overcoming PTSD.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Which is what the documentary is about. What's the name of that documentary again, Steve?
I gotta look it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but please do, and then we can share that on the show. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's really worth watching.
Yeah,
it's.
I haven't seen it yet, but of course you've
and of course,
told me
obviously,
about it.
I never served. I was never, Did I want to? Yes. Did I do it? No. But I mean, it's...
Hey, you know why didn't you do it? Because I'll tell you why I didn't.
Because my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, I had shit eyes at 13 years old. Because I mean, my whole goal was to like be a. I mean, it sounds stupid because you're a kid, but I mean, my whole goal was to be like a freaking fighter pilot. Because my grandfather.
Yeah.
But, my eyes went to shit, and that's not going to happen. So there you go. So I decided to be a race car driver.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I'd scored really high on the ASVAB, and I almost signed up to be in the Air Force. And the reason why was because then you would get, your college paid for. Because I knew otherwise I'd really be on the hook for that. And it was really my dream was more to go to college than it was to do anything else. But I don't like hot weather. So when I discovered that, because I did know that the Air Force had the least of the physical activity that it takes. I'm just not an athletic person. I mean, I did cheerleading, but I'm not athletic. I hate hot weather. And then I found out that basic training was going to be in Texas. And I was like,
not so much.
Yeah, no. Nope, there's nothing good can come from that. So I did not. That's why, because I don't like hot weather.
Right.
So that's why. No hot weather, no spicy food.
All right, the name of the documentary is. Sorry.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Hang on. Unknown Distance.
Unknown Distance. Okay.
And you can like go on YouTube, and you can buy it for like $3, which would be like low quality.
Yeah.
I mean,
like 780p or something.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Or you can like spend more for HD or whatever, but it's unknown distance. And our good friend is like in that, and he's a freaking badass.
Oh,
he's like got, what is it, like one of those stories that like goes beyond like what you could believe. I mean, where he is today versus where he is in this documentary.
Yeah, and because I would have
phenomenal.
never guessed. I mean, he seemed like just like a regular, normal, super funny guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he just absolutely cracks me up.
And it's only 52 minutes long.
Okay,
so there it is.
Show it to the camera. Unknown distance. Distance right there.
Does it show up?
Yeah, you gotta put your hand around it.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, okay. And there we go. It showed up. So there we go. Unknown distance. Perfect.
And he's not the main person that they're talking about in this documentary, but he's in there and he gets the last word in on it. So,
oh, nice. I do need to watch it.
Cool dude.
Yeah.
Friend we made really at a local freaking bar.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
He's a good guy for sure. Now, amazing, awesome, incredible assistant Tori is here. And she says,
who?
Amazing, awesome, incredible assistant Tori.
I don't know
her. You might know her as the first name Evil.
Okay. Oh, Evil assistant Tori.
Yeah, okay. Right. Anyway, she says, after you get all the cool people on, I would like to come on to announce that I am I'm not, in fact, 40. Not that anything is wrong with that, but I'm still in the stage of desperately holding on to my youth. Because last week, Steve said, like, what is Tori, like 40 or something? He was being a jerk.
I was thinking like 41.
Oh, my God. Seriously.
So how old is she?
She's in her 30s. Quit it. She's barely 30.
So 39?
Dude.
I mean, Terry looks like he's like 32. Just saying.
It's gonna shake my head.
I gotta get my digs in on Tori because she's evil.
No, she's amazing and incredible and awesome. All right, and Tori says, "I'm 31, jerk face."
Oh my God, jerk face!
You're a jerk face. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm gonna hear it tomorrow, and it's not gonna be jerk face. She's gonna get you.
I can't see this on live monitor.
Oh, okay, good. All right, we got another tech question here. Hey, you guys have tech questions. If you just want to join the conversation, please feel free to drop in a comment.
Because we're just joking around.
We're here having a good Time. And Mike Burns says, what's the best timing in a 602 crate for performance and longevity?
34 degrees.
Let's enunciate that better. 34 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's your go-to.
I mean, that's safe all the time. I mean, you can run that all day long. Depending on fuel, carburation, everything else, it can be a little bit higher, a little bit lower.
Yeah, you can tweak it.
But 34 is like safe all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 602 or 604.
Yeah, I love how so many things that we do on one really translates well to the other as well. Right. It's really good, for sure. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So what else you got going on this week?
Oh.
It's harvest season. I've been canning and things.
It's like weird.
It's not weird. It's not weird at all. Had a busy weekend. I dehydrated peach slices.
Get ready for like zombie apocalypse.
I'm trying to practice. I'm practicing. Yeah. You know what's hard is you can't get lids for mason jars. So instead I just keep buying more flats of jars just so I can get the lids. It's insane. Yeah. Instead of like getting a $5 pack of lids, instead, nope, pay $14 for a dozen jars.
It sounds serious.
It is. I made peach jelly this weekend, and I did tomato powder this week, and stewed tomatoes, and pickled peppers. I pickled peppers. They're good. Pickled peppers.
Isn't there like a tongue twister for that?
There is.
Peter Piper picked
pickled peppers.
How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
Yeah. Wow, you did that.
Yeah. So you're like Peter Piper.
I'm a pickle.
You're like Kate Piper.
I'm a I'm a pepper pickler. We also have other news too.
Mm-hmm.
That
do we?
We do.
Okay.
We do. We also bought a big green egg.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's like sitting over there. Yeah, I'm gonna be like barbecuing some badass shit here before.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be like it's probably going to be right beside us. So we'll, I might have to get like a whole second angle for like, might have to have the egg cam.
Yeah.
So here's the part that's funny is I'm the put stuff together person. So I've already put the stand together, but I'm not going to be able to lift it. And I have to put some pavers out. Hope my landlord doesn't mind. And so I'll get it all prepped, and then Steve will be here too, and we will probably need somebody else. Probably have to get an Alex or Curtis or somebody to help us lift it because it's going to be heavy. Well,
it's like 256 pounds or something.
Yeah, but we could probably put it into pieces. That's the whole egg, and so like the lid is going to be a different. You can separate it. I would think you should be able to put the base in there. So that's just I would think if it's 256 pounds, I would think it'd be roughly 128, or maybe the base is heavier. Maybe it's 150, 160, but it's way bigger. He just was like, hey, I really want this green egg. You want to split it with me? And I was like, I don't know, sure. Okay. I had no idea how freaking massive this thing would become. But yeah. What do you think about the egg cam idea? I like the egg cam
I think
idea.
It'd be good.
I think it'd be fun. Yeah. We're going to have to do some egg cam videos.
It'd be
fun. And, Mike's in on Tori's side says, Tori says no more than 31, Steve. No more. Here we go. Yeah, so we got the California trip.
Honestly,
forward to.
I'm going to be nice for once to Tori.
Okay.
She looks like she's like 25-ish.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She looks a lot younger than she is, and her other nickname is Hot Assistant Tori. So I love.
Well, I mean that's actually a fact.
It is the funniest
but also
thing.
Evil is a fact. So give me credit. Because you came up with Hot Assistant Tori. I came up with Evil Assistant Tori.
I did not come up with Hot Assistant Tori.
And then it's like, yeah, she's hot and she's fucking evil.
And she's amazing. Well, no, what happened was we went to the trade show and I talked about my assistant, and then I've got like friends going, you didn't tell me your assistant was like so hot. How'd you find somebody like that? Yeah, I mean, like I didn't put an ad like I want a hot assistant. I just want an amazing assistant, and she's amazing. So yeah, Tori is amazing.
I gotta find the photo.
It's not anything bad, is it? You're not doing bad things.
I can't show that.
Well, this is going to be not a visual pod. I mean, our podcast. By the way,
it's the one she made of me when we were here with barbecue.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No.
That's why she's evil.
Yeah, well, you earned it. Anyway. So if you're joining us, of course, on Facebook or YouTube Live, that's awesome. And if you can watch the replays there. But if you're somebody who just likes listening to podcasts, like when you're rolling down the road, you can catch us on any of the iTunes or Google Play, anywhere you would listen to podcasts. I think Spotify is another one. And just look up Racing Insiders Podcast, and that's us. Or our website is racinginsiderspodcast.com. Yeah, but my little
thing
plug there for the podcast.
We gotta make shirts now.
Yeah, we're gonna make mugs here as soon as I do them on my Cricut and
Yeti
do little
mugs.
Labels. Yeah, we can say that these mugs are Yeti mugs. Maybe I should reach out to Yeti and be like, "Hey, we're totally repping your stuff." But these are sponsored by CrateInsider.com, which happens to be my website. It's CrateInsider.com.
Beer tastes good on them.
Picked these up this week. Thought they would be a cool color and keep our beverages cold.
Yep.
We like heat.
And they work.
Oh yeah, they really do.
Like, stupidly work.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an amazing thing because I had some I have a lot of these like stainless steel mugs and stuff because I like them, and ended up with a Yeti one from my Uline from buying lots of boxes on Uline. Couldn't believe how heavy it was and how well it worked, and so then got a couple more. I think they're pretty incredible. Yeah. Yeah, so, Yeti, go Yeti. Guess where I got a whole Yeti family. I got 2 of their coolers. I'm a sucker. Hey, let's pull out the pod decks. We got the pod decks here. Yep. Let's see. I like the what the heck deck. Let's try the what the heck. In fact, I bought these at poddex.com. Dex with an E. D-E. Just in case. All right. So the ones that are turned upside down have already been asked. So if you get one that's already been asked before, we'll now turn them upside down.
So this is like what I'm asking you, right?
Correct.
All right, cool.
All right. And I'm going to pick a few out of these. See. Okay. All right. You want to start?
I already know the answer to this one.
Okay. Is this going to embarrass? Oh, okay. I don't think I want to ask that on the show.
Oh, what? You can't fucking take it away.
Okay. All right.
All right. I know the answer to this because she has. Would you ever consider writing to someone in jail as a pen pal?
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Not again.
Meaning?
My ex-husband was in jail. Fine. What's the weirdest place you've had sex?
Ooh, weirdest. Damn. Hang on. What are we calling weird?
Whatever you consider weird.
In a bathroom. In a bathroom at a nightclub in Ukraine.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
I mean, because also fucking gross.
I'm not even. I don't want to have visuals right now.
Yeah. I know.
All right.
Turn?
Yep.
All right. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Mashed nuts.
Mashed nuts. Okay. That's your final answer?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a favorite number? Any particular reason why you like that number?
29.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell people why your racing number was 29.
So the reason I was always 29 was because as a child, I'm talking like 10, 12 years old, when I first realized that I wasn't going to be a fighter pilot, that I wanted to race. So 29 was my goal to be a millionaire.
How are you coming on that goal?
I kind of missed that by a few freaking decades, but that was it.
Yeah, no. Cool deal.
And I also kind of liked the way it looked. So
yeah, it does look cool.
Is cereal soup? Why or why not?
No, it's not. Cereal is not soup. Because soup only burns the top of your mouth. It doesn't rub it like sandpaper. I'm not a cereal fan at all. Other than like Fruity Pebbles. I like Fruity Pebbles and I like Rice Krispie treats, but I don't eat cereal as cereal. Only when it's used for other things.
I would say it's soup.
I'm not, because it is like sandpaper for the roof of your mouth.
No, but it's soup. It's in a bowl and you have like liquid in there and you're like slurping it.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
No. What is your favorite microwavable food?
Pizza, obviously.
You microwave pizza?
Oh, microwave. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Quick, easy.
Okay. Are you a microwave master?
Adds pounds to the belly.
Gotta get those calories in.
Yeah.
Gotta get that nutrition. Yeah. This is not a fitness and nutrition show. Just saying.
It is not.
It is not. As we sit here and drink adult beverages and talk about
smoke cigarettes and fucking
fucking like, yeah. Okay.
Stop cussing. Good God.
You and your freaking
dropping
mouth. Your questions.
You and your freaking mouth. You're gonna get kicked off of damn YouTube.
Wow. Yeah. Right. All right. Ask your questions. Any tech questions you guys have?
Or no.
Drop them in.
Because if there's no tech questions, you're like, we're done early. I'm good.
Wow. So. Okay. I mean, have you had any tech questions come up this week? Can you think of?
No.
It's mid-season, so I mean, we're into August at this point, so it's just kind of. What about cooling questions? Any cooling questions?
Well, no, I mean, like this week.
Season.
I mean, honestly, like this week, it was like a bunch of, like people going, oh, the car won't run or the motor won't run, and I don't know. It's just not always the engine. I mean, especially when we're dealing with like limited horsepower stuff, like 602, 604 stuff. It's like it's not always the engine, man. It's maybe you're in the ground too hard.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like cutting holes in the nose? To give it more, to bring more air in, especially on a late model.
For cooling?
Yeah.
Nose wise, I'm not like a big proponent, but like in the valence at the very bottom.
Okay.
I mean, you got to have some air under there to like relieve that low pressure area in front of the radiator.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm for that. But,
yeah. So otherwise, they can get too just stuck to the ground, and then
absolutely.
There's no.
I mean, the trade off is like you run 6 blades on your fan.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to do
kill
that.
the motor.
Yeah.
So I'd rather run 3 blades and have a little bit of air going underneath the car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got some exciting stuff too. So anybody who's a 602 street stock driver, I actually have 602 street stock headers now from Profab. So I have stainless sets of street stock headers.
Crossover stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Crossover. And I've got them literally sitting on the shelf. I went and picked them up this week. So I've got those sitting on the shelf, which is exciting.
Nice.
I'm gonna have some more new products coming up, because as we get into this, kind of shoulder season here, bringing in some new tools, bringing in some more products from Wares, brought in a couple of Hubco tools. I'm going to try to probably work with Alex maybe this week, try to maybe shoot a couple videos, try them out even for myself. I mean, you guys, if you don't know this, like I don't do any of this. So I don't put bodies on race cars. I don't put engines together. So kind of, I know.
I thought you did.
I don't put that. I put home furnishings together. I put
green eggs.
I put green eggs together. I'll be putting a headboard together tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I put furniture together. I'm all about putting furniture together, and like anything that you would put together in a house, I'm your girl for all that stuff.
Right.
Hanging pictures, that's kind of a thing that I do. But yeah, any of the rest of this, no, it's not my wheelhouse. Yeah. So
I never would have guessed that.
I know it, because you think that my level of badassery is just way off the charts. That's what it is, right?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
All right. Okay, we got a couple of things here. Let's see. Mike says, has anyone made, or would it even be legal to go electric?
I'm
assuming we're talking about racing.
Wait and see what NASCAR does.
Yeah. I mean, I think the challenge here, okay, I'm going to get on my soapbox, so just rant warning for just a second here, is think about the concept for just a second. This was my minor was sustainable design. Steve gives me hell about climate change and stuff, but the reality is we think about, well, I'm just going to throw something away. Where the hell is away? There's no such thing as away. I mean, it goes somewhere. But I think the same thing can be said about energy. Where does it come from? So plugging it into the wall, it's right up there with people saying, I don't understand why people hunt. Why don't they just get their meat at the grocery store? Like they don't understand that it's the same thing. And if we've got inefficient energy systems that are causing damage, then plugging your electric car into an outlet is not better. While we force slave labor to mine minerals that are the rare metals and stuff that go into these things, I am all for trying to conserve and to find a better way, but bring it to the table. And some of this is absolutely BS.
Well, one thing that was funny, it was like 2 weeks ago, I think. So Mike's still back in California. So one funny thing is the state's asking people, please don't charge your electric cars because of our electric shortage.
Yeah. You're not, I mean, where's it coming from? And it's just pushing the issue upstream is what I'm saying. And that's why I give the garbage example, because it's the same thing. It doesn't, so your car isn't creating the CO2, but when you've got a coal-fired power plant 10 miles down the road
to charge your car.
No. Hard stop. No. Bullshit. I am gonna own that one.
Well, I mean, you should.
Yes.
Because you know what? You go right along with that documentary. What's that douchebag son of a bitch?
I know you don't like Michael Moore, and he was the executive producer. He didn't actually make the documentary.
No, well, he was the producer. Yeah.
But he helped, to really get his market. And honestly, that was so eye-opening because he wanted to show that, like, this filmmaker wanted to show that, hey, look, at solar is a great choice or wind is a great choice, but there's no great choice. There's always a trade-off for everything.
And the end of the documentary was the polar opposite.
Yeah, is that this is not the right answer. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you want to know the real answer is nuclear power.
Right.
Nuclear power. That's the answer right now. Mm-hmm. If we want to talk about power, we want to pick on cars, but the reality is buildings use more than 40% energy.
Here's an ashtray that is 4 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
All right. That ashtray right there, if that was uranium, that could power New York City for like a week.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's mind-boggling, and it's all buzzwords and nonsense, and I'm just kind of over it. Okay, all right. Justin is here. He says, "Good afternoon. We're back to race cars now."
All right, yeah.
Good afternoon. Have you ever had a brand new 602 down on horsepower compared to a 5-year-old used motor? Same header, same timing, and carb. It's almost like the motor was built with incorrect cam.
I have actually, and normally, I would want to know what year engine it is. I mean, the newer stuff is not that bad. But like a 2019 or early 2020 motor,
It says brand new 602. So
yeah, but brand new could be brand new to him, not brand new, like
sitting on the shelf for 2 years or something.
Right.
I don't think there's a 602 that's been sitting on the shelf for more than 3 weeks because
hard to say.
They've been very difficult to get.
Where you get them?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. David says,
unless it's an older motor.
Okay. David says, if you have a motor with only one race in the off season, what do you do to save it for next year? Now, David is in like the Vegas area, so he's not going to be in extreme temperatures. I know one thing you've talked about is to let off all the pressure on the valve springs.
Yeah, correct.
What are the other things that you would do?
I mean, it's so dry out there. It's not like a big deal. Like here, I mean, it would be, you gotta like pour oil down the carburetor like when you shut the thing off the last time, because we got so much humidity here that will literally like rust the exhaust guides in the engine. So I would do that here. Out there, depending on the fuel you're running, it's probably not that big of a deal. But can you bring it back up?
Yeah.
So I can read it again.
It's only one race in the off season. What do you do to save it for next year?
Honestly, man, if you're in Vegas, not a whole lot.
Good. So you don't have to worry about it. The drying effect.
I mean, you're not worrying about, it being so freaking cold. Well, right. I mean, you could be, just depending on climate change.
No, not today.
But for the most part, no, there's not a whole lot you need to do with that one.
It's good to live in a dry climate. And now Matt's here. He says, we proved on the dyno at Hendren that 6-blade was not the right move.
Matt, please post. So nobody's going to believe me. Please post what that 6-blade fan did.
Yeah, because I don't like to throw things under the bus.
No, I'm not going to. We don't have to name names. I'm just saying, it was a 6-blade fan.
Yep.
Of unnamed origin.
6-blade fan. We went to did you go to a 3 or a 4 with the race fan?
Well, I mean, this is like 6-blade versus nothing.
Okay.
So please post what the results were.
So Mike says the 602, is it produced in Mexico with Chinese parts, or is it at least a consistent platform?
No. I mean, when Trump came into office, like a year later, everything got moved. All production got moved back to the United States.
Now, parts are still made. The valve springs themselves are made in Mexico.
Yeah,
but the engines have been assembled in America since about 2017.
Yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm. In fact, we didn't make a big deal out of it because our performance dealers still had the other ones on the shelves, they're like, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Not trying to be a dick, but the Mexicans actually had it down pretty good. As soon as it got moved back here, everything kind of went to shit again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's 602s and 604s.
Okay. All right, here's another question. James says, does base X04 need to be removed from the fuel system at the end of the race season?
I would remove that from my entire freaking racing team. I will tell you for a fact that base X04 is garbage.
Wow. That was delicate.
Well, I mean, I'm not pulling no fucking punches. I mean, it is absolute garbage. I would rank base X04 right alongside Renegade, Ratman Elite. Both are garbage fuels as compared to CHP.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, just saying, there's somebody on here right now that's been commenting and is on this list who's ran both back to back on the racetrack. And this person will tell you the same damn thing. Now, if we take the base E85 and we compare it to VP or we compare it to Renegade, all three of those run about the same.
Okay. But
that X04 is garbage.
Well, I don't know anybody at base. I just
throw that shit out the window. Do not run it again. Go to CHP. Okay. If you're running oxygenated race gas. And back to the original question. I'm sorry. I just went off on a rampage.
Does base X04 need to be removed from the fuel system at the end of the race season?
I'd say no, because, like, I don't know. It's not even what it's supposed to be. So, no.
You wouldn't take and
I mean,
use like pump gas or something.
Remove all fuel from the fuel system.
Yeah,
but
I mean, but even with the CHP, it can be really corrosive. So garbage. you say we're using the pump gas, or where you use the oil to smoke out like the whole engine in order to do that. You probably don't want X04 sitting if it's comparable as far as a formula to
it's
CHP.
It's not gonna hurt the engine, but it's gonna hurt the carburetor and stuff like that. But
okay.
No, I mean, dude, if you're running that, get off it. Seriously.
All right, so Perfect Circle Motorsport says watching live rolling down the road, and LOL. So good deal. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
Let's see. David says, as far as electric cars, the materials for making batteries and remanufacturing batteries leaves a bigger footprint than running gas for 10 years.
Correct.
Amen. Yep. Amen. It's uncautionable that we are even having this discussion in America that we're going to be 50% electric. I mean,
and here's somebody that's like super lefty when it comes to that.
Okay, I'm not super lefty.
No, but you're like super,
I'll tell you, when I had my major, so my major was interior design, my minor was sustainable, well, it was called appropriate technologies. And the whole thing was, I'm not some hippy dippy, I'm not going to live in a house made out of tires. I'm not going to do any of that. I always wanted to bring better technologies where they look just like everybody else, everything else, but be smarter about it. So the conversations we should be having is how can we reduce power consumption by doing things like facing our homes the right way so that we're getting passive of like wind going through, like geothermal, like those are pieces where we can each have a part in that, where we're literally using less electricity.
Right.
Buildings are 40% of the energy that is used in this country, which is why it was really important to me. So some of these they're just smoke and mirrors and shiny things that don't mean squat. And it's ridiculous. All right, back to race car things. Okay. Jason says, is there a difference between stock 602 crates versus blueprinted motors?
There can be, yes. Is there always? No.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about blueprinting them. You generally just do the top end stuff, do a valve job on it.
I mean, for the most part, like 602s normally, we'll do the top end work. I mean, the major problem you run into with 602s from GM is usually the valve job. Now, what I will say probably the first time I've said it live, is like whoever's doing. I mean, all right. So all this finish work is not being done by union employees in Detroit.
Okay.
It's being done by third-party manufacturers
Mm-hmm.
in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will say is like, whoever GM is subcontracting to do this work, it's gotten better.
Good. Well, I mean,
Okay.
before you had valve seats that weren't at the right angle.
Well, I mean, we had freaking 2019. We had engines with no freaking 45-degree valve seat at all.
Right.
So I mean, if you got one of those, and yeah, there's a big freaking difference. If you got one that's like done, I don't know, in the last 2 months, they're actually doing a pretty damn decent job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it our quality of job? No. Is it production line quality job? Absolutely yes. So I mean, we're talking. If I threw a horsepower number or a torque number out there, I'd be lying to you, because nobody can say that. In 2019, I could have thrown a power number out there, no problem. Right now, I can't. So, and I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it's just fucking fly, and it just it is what it is. I mean, right now, I mean, I'm going to say it's better than it's been in probably the last 10 years.
Nice.
I'll put it that way.
Wow.
So I would not be afraid of running one out of the box.
That's great.
But can we gain something? Probably. How much? I don't know.
Yeah. Now, Matt is here. He's got a follow-up because he is the unknown racer you've been talking about here. So, talking about the six-blade fan, Matt said robbed us of 28 horsepower and took away a ton of it must have been torque.
Horses.
Made the motor a little sluggish on acceleration. Yeah, it was a ton of torque.
Yeah.
And took away a ton of torque. And he also proved that with XO4. So he's the unknown racer with the unknown racer with the six-blade fan. Well, you mentioned Matt for that.
Yeah.
But then he's the racer that raced the CHP and the XO4 back to back.
Here's somebody who's like, we're not talking about somebody who's like he's not racing just on Saturday nights to have fun. Here's somebody who like literally does this for a living.
Yeah. So. And runs all kinds of different cars and helps people with practice.
Yeah. He runs supers, he runs limiteds, he runs crates, he runs.
Well, and
I don't know, if I had a go-kart, he'd probably get in it.
Oh, he would. He's a wheel man. He's also become a leader too, because he was really the one who really pushed Brian and really spearheaded the whole crate late model chassis setup class that we're doing at Race Logic. We're actually doing that again at Lenoir, Tennessee. So shout out to Race Logic, and we're going to sell out. It's going to be pretty quick here.
I hope so.
So racelogic.vip. I will sell out. No. There's no doubt. I mean, I'll be there to film it actually with this camera that you're viewing us from. Right. This is one of the cameras.
That'll be one of the like 5 you got going.
I know. Last year I had, what did I have? I had 3 cameras, 2 GoPros, my Osmo. Yeah, I had like 6 cameras. At one time I had 7, I think. So I had a couple of video cameras.
Just like we're sitting here right now, and like Matt's on here commenting.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I like about that deal that
Brian's Race Logic. Yeah.
Is we're not sitting around here blowing wind up your ass.
No. No, it's topic by topic.
Yeah, what I know works, I'm going to tell you. What Matt knows works, he's going to tell you.
Dave Hammond.
Robbie
Bilbrey.
Robbie Bilbrey. Yeah, great example.
Robbie was
one of the freaking best shot guys in the damn country. Right?
Well, and he works at NASA. I mean, NASA's his day job. Right. And does shocks on the side. Unbelievable. Yeah. Robbie's wicked smart. In fact, Brian interviewed him this week. And
I saw that. I didn't get to watch it, but I mean, I saw where it was going to happen.
Well, and Race Logic now has a YouTube channel as well. We're helping Brian with that, so we just kind of download the footage and upload it over to YouTube for him. But because sometimes it's just easier to see and search for stuff on YouTube than it is on Facebook, to be honest.
But you know what's funny? Like, all right, I'm gonna go here. Totally gonna go here. All right, so me and Henderson.
Okay.
Like back in the day, like I'm gonna say.
I don't know where he's going, so I'm not sure if I should.
I'm gonna say back in the day, like 2 years ago, back when I was like 48. Not back in the day like you're Tory at like 31, but like back in the day.
Back in your 40s.
me and Matt didn't like each other so much.
Yeah.
Because of mostly because of Facebook, because Facebook freaking sucks. So you never get to meet the person. You just see what they post. So me and Matt were not exactly the best of friends. Just saying. Mm-hmm. But once we met each other, once we got to talking, it's amazing the people you can deal with.
Yeah.
In the sense that, oh wow, we're actually on the same page. Oh wow, you actually know something. So, what amazed me, this is where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
What amazed me when I went to the Race Logic deal was Matt's got people in the audience. I mean, the people that have paid to come there, that he's either wrecked or got wrecked by, and he's still giving them the same freaking information.
Yeah.
Which is how I am.
Right.
I don't give a shit. I'm giving the same damn information to you as I would to Jonathan Davenport or frickin' whoever.
Right.
I don't care who it is. You're all getting the same damn info.
Yeah.
And Matt did that. You know?
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
All the secrets that are given away. Yeah.
People don't do that.
No.
You know where they do it?
At Race Logic.
At Race Logic.
Yeah, because one of the premises is we're not there to sell. I mean, I think I might be the exception because I'm definitely going to push fire suppression hard, but it's really to be informative as well. It's all about being informative, and a lot of times the racers then choose. They're like, wow, I actually like that guy. I want to do business with him.
Why did we start this show?
Well, we started this show because we were bored looking at each other, and we could only stare at our phones and play app games.
But I didn't start this show to sell engines.
No, and I'm not here to sell race car parts on this show either.
My dad, if nobody knows, used to be on 4M. So 4M.net.
Yeah.
If nobody knows, he used to be on 4M.net all the time giving free information to people. Mm-hmm. And that's just who he was.
This is the modern version.
And this is the modern version.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
Where, I believe...
Now, I might be drinking a freaking beer, but, But I'm not lying.
Well, no, we're just hanging out with our friends, and it's so funny. We have so many non-racing friends. But I wanted to say something about the racing community too. I was talking to Where's Machine this week, and they've got a new person there. Her name's Diane, and she's new, and we were just kind of talking about. Talked to her on the phone. We're just making the arrangements. Putting in an order, and she said, "Yeah, I'm new to this whole racing thing, but everybody's just so nice." And it was like, this is the racing community. I mean, this is who we are and how we are, and we really welcome people into our community. And sometimes I think that we get rivalries going and stuff, and we sometimes sort of forget to be grateful for what it is that we have here. And I just, if you haven't thought about it in a while, I just want to say that I'm grateful for all of you who watch. I live in gratitude, but I don't always express it.
Let's look at PRI.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I will stand at PRI in an aisle and talk to somebody I freaking can't stand, which has happened plenty of times. But I'm going to talk to him like a human being. I might go away and go, oh, I freaking hate that dude, but whatever. But you know what? There's no, you know what I mean? There's no, I have never seen a fight at PRI. I'm just putting it there. Because what are you there to do?
Smile and nod.
Smile, nod. Smile, nod. Give information, get information.
Yep. Shake hands, kiss babies.
Right. So.
Not really. There's no babies there, but.
Well, there is. Yeah. Usually. Some asshole's always pushing a freaking baby stroller through the aisle.
Oh my God. I haven't really seen a lot of those. Usually, I'm the asshole with the tripod that I'm pushing through the aisle.
You got to go outside and smoke more. Because then you'll see everything.
I don't have time when I'm there hustling as hard as I do.
Yeah, you're like,
nobody wants any part of how I work PRI, but it is what it is.
I pretty much sleep till 10 o'clock, roll over there, do my thing, go eat lunch, roll back, do my thing. And then it's
go to dinner,
strip club,
go to the strip club, roll back in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm all usually I'm just wiped out from just preparing for PRI. And I'm there at usually have an exhibitor pass. So I'm not exhibitor, but I usually get somebody to hook me up with a pass. I'm there an hour before the show's open, and I'm there until they put the lights out. And then we go to dinner, and I put my cameras away and then go to dinner. And I usually don't go to the strip club. I don't care. I mean, I don't care about going to the strip club. It's just not my thing. But usually I want to crash out because I have to get up early in the morning. So that's how that goes. Great. And I see there's more questions here. And when Steve comes back, as he is now gone for a restroom break, and he will probably be getting a beer, and then he will be coming back. Something else talking about Race Logic, if anybody is here doing that has a street stock, we're also going to be doing a street stock class next year. So the late model class, I'll just give you the lowdown in January. So go ahead and mark your calendars. But January 7th and 8th is the Cars Racing Show in Hickory, North Carolina. So if you're an exhibitor or you want to be an exhibitor, if you're with a company, a racing company, contact me or just go to CrateInsider.com. And we just opened up registration for exhibitors. I guess I can announce it on the show. I got that webpage done this week. So we'll be signing up exhibitors. Then the following weekend, so you got New Year's, then you've got the Cars Racing Show. Then there's the Race Logic Chassis Seminar, the Crate Late Model class in Lenoir, Tennessee on January 15th and 16th. Then the following weekend, if you're a street stock person, then we're going to have the street stock class in Littleton, North Carolina. We haven't even announced it. No, I mean, as far as like the signup's not ready yet, but that will be that following week. And Steve has also agreed to, he's never been to one of the street stock classes. The Crate Late Model class was his first one, but you've agreed to be a speaker at the street stock class this year as well. So that'll be a lot of fun.
And hopefully we can help. So
yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of guys, running 602s in the street stocks, obviously. And
I heard you say a question, by the way, when I was in there.
Yes, well, it's not really a question, but Brian says, I'm still on 4m.net. I was one of the first on there too, and yes, I remember your dad.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah, and that site was started by Clint Dahl, so I know Clint. Yeah. Good guy. He's built a lot of the sites in the racing world.
My dad used to love that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was his. I mean, we're talking. Golly. So Dad's been gone since March 19th of 2011. So we're talking like this is back in the day before we had video, before we had. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube was probably around, but like nobody did anything. So it was all like message boards and all that stuff. He was on there doing all that stuff. He loved it.
Yeah.
He literally lived to help people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and your brother was so impressed by that's why he came to me when we started with the idea of Crate Insider. We did have a forum on Crate Insider originally, but then, by that time it's 2014. Spam was so hard to manage, and social media had really taken off. So we kind of killed the forum there, and then really doubled down on the social media. And honestly, Google is where most of our traffic comes from on CrateInsider.com.
Right. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I mean, thanks, man. I appreciate it because he literally loved that deal. I mean, what I had to be at work at 8:30 in the morning every day. By 8:30, or otherwise I'd have got my freaking ass blown up. But like I had to be at work at 8:30 in the morning, and he'd get there at like 8. And for the first half hour of his day, that's all he did was answer questions on there and like give advice. And it wasn't only that; it was like a couple drag race sites and
Yellow Bullet has always been entertaining to me.
I still get calls to this day from people on Yellow Bullet talking about SB2 drag motors.
Oh, wow.
Because, I mean, that was back in the day, that was our specialty, was SB2 stuff. But
wow.
It was, to this day, I mean, I'm talking like once a month.
Wow. Yeah.
How the hell they find that shit? I'll never know.
Well, I'm
talking 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Well, I'll tell you how. Is you do a Google search for something really specific and nobody's written an article on it, then you're going to get forum results.
That's true.
And that's how that happens. Right. And the more those forum results are shown on Google and people find them, then Google's like, ooh, this was a good answer to somebody's question. Yeah. And then it gains SEO traffic. Yeah, so that's why. That's why. I mean, I went full nerd there for a second. I apologize, but it is what it is. And I see Solog says, I heard from Race Logic about the street stock class. I know he sort of announced it, but I know I need to do the registration for that.
I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was how we started. Well, Brian's been doing this for like 20 years, but the first class that I recorded or videoed was the street stock class in 2020. Mm-hmm. We didn't know anything about the pandemic back then. I mean, you heard about something happening somewhere and hadn't really affected us in the United States yet. And so we did that, and we were successful with it. And so that's why we recorded all 3 classes this year. Okay, so we got a good question here. So metric or leaf spring in the class? It's mostly metric in that one, Tom. This last year we did one for the stock cars as well, and I can't, the stock cars, IMCA stock cars, I can't remember if those are leaf spring or metric.
I don't know.
But we also do, I mean, we also ask people in the class, hey, how many people have leaf springs? And there were a few, and so there are going to be, there's any kind of specific knowledge, then will be addressed for any of the people who have leaf spring cars. But here in the South, it's going to be mostly the metric stuff.
And just commenting.
Yeah.
We're going to see Tom in October.
Yeah.
At my thing.
Right.
And we're also going to see him because he's going to come out here for the World Finals.
Oh, fantastic. So, that's great. Okay, cool.
Which, might want to keep one of these Airbnbs open.
Okay. I mean, of course, we're an hour and a half from the racetrack.
Well, but, yeah, there's that.
But, you know, you can still come up a day or two early and come up here and stay with us. And that'd be great. And Matt answered the same question. He says, Tom, that both are covered extensively in the street stock class that we do. We do. We really want to meet people where they are and do that. Oh my God. Okay. I'm a little hesitant on asking this question because I already know the answer. Sean says, do you remember Dino Man on 4m.net? LOL.
Dino Man 14.
I remember Dino Man. Okay, this guy was an absolute jerk, and he would really ask questions like he was a commentator from CNN. So he would ask, I think my favorite. Can I speak about my favorite?
Go ahead.
My favorite, and then you can go. But my favorite was when he made a comment like, "Hey Steve, you still doing those cheated up engines?" So Steve's answer was, well, when you ask a question like that, you were assuming that, like, I'm already guilty in the beginning. Like, if I were to ask you, hey, Dino Man, are you still doing gay porn? How do you answer that? That's my favorite. That's my favorite comeback to anybody ever, I have to say.
Odds already did it, but at any rate, yeah. I'm not. Yep. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Do you have any favorite Dino Man stories?
No. Like, I like logged all his answers to questions like there for a while. I was gonna like post them all on Facebook at one point, but I was like, fuck it, the guy's a douche.
Yeah, but he was he knew everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Dino Man.
Yeah. Oh, and Sean says, yeah, he was a snake oil salesman. LOL.
Big time. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. Tom says we race in California, and I bet Steve has some good ideas for us. Yeah, I'll bet he does.
Leaf spring car?
It just says we e-race, and I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, is it a leaf spring car? Because if you do, dude, I grew up on.
You're all about some leaf
I grew up on some fucking Leafs. So
and if you could race Leafs again, I think you would. Or Z-Bar is the other one that you like.
Z-Link, yeah.
Z-Link, whatever. Okay.
So yeah, I grew up racing Leaf Springs, Monoleafs, and all that stuff, and then Z-Link, and I mean, it was honestly until I moved here that like 4-bar was a thing. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and yes, he says yes, Leaf, Camaro.
Oh, Camaro Leafs?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude, I got the hookup.
Yeah.
I got the hookup. Message me because we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I will tell you the hookup on freaking Leaf Springs.
So I'll tell you about my Leaf Spring car.
Your 78 Trans Am?
No, it was my 76 Firebird.
Okay.
In Minnesota. That I'll just let you know this. Like, cars in Minnesota don't do well because of the salt and the ice and stuff in the roads. Though it's a funny thing in Minnesota when I was growing up there is that you had the beater car for the winter and then you drove your nice car during the summer. So it's the opposite everywhere else where they're like, I need the 4-wheel drive for the winter. You know, we didn't do that. But no, I mean, you figure a 76 Firebird in like 89, the thing's like 13 years old. At some point, like the leaf springs were my what's the pan underneath your car? Floorboards.
Floor pan.
Yeah, it was so rusted out that like, the leaf springs, you could see daylight. I could look down the driver's seat and I could see daylight right behind me because that's where the leaf springs were coming through the floorboards. Yeah, that's I can drive anything and make it last.
Now leaf spring shit, I can hook you up. Trust me.
Good deal.
God, we had so much freaking technology and leaf spring back from that.
Oh, that's too
funny. Like stupid.
Wow. Well, cool deal. I think that's a good place to wrap things up. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is. We've been on for like an hour and something. So yeah, I was.
Or we can keep going.
Hour and 9 minutes. Well, I don't see any other questions, so so we can just roll out. Do you have any last thoughts for the week, or any looking forward to anything this week?
No, I can't say that.
Okay. I've just learned that if he says that he can't say that, I'm not going to push him, because it usually means that it's probably a good idea he doesn't say things out loud.
Yeah. So no, I can't say that. And I'll say anything, so I can't say that.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty bad.
No, I mean, congratulations to all our winners this week.
Yeah.
This is going to be my thing. Like, Justin Williams, kicked ass up in Virginia.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Matt, for being on the show. And
Henderson, of course, for getting wrecked by a dude who ran out of talent and then running second-ish.
Yes. And congratulations to Alex for a top 5 finish. He's
Alex actually ran fucking fourth.
So that's good.
No, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, thank you all for being here.
And then there's probably people, honestly. All right. So.
There's probably a bunch. I just don't go on Facebook.
When I get off work on Friday, I honestly don't check my Facebook a lot of times.
Yeah, I understand.
So please don't be offended if you message me and I don't message you back.
Yeah.
It's just it's just my time's my time. I'm not going to die of a fucking heart attack because I'm stressed out about somebody's problem. So I just kind of chill out on the weekends and that's it. Come Monday, I'll answer your question.
Yeah. Hey, good little deal there. Weather start getting weird. Alrighty, well, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. And of course, if you'd like to, you can always leave a comment. We may or may not see them after we're live, but you can also see us. If you don't see us, you can hear us at RacingInsidersPodcast.com. Last thought, Steve?
One thing I want to do is promote, because Matt's on here.
Yeah.
I want to promote CBR race cars.
Yeah.
Because here's one thing I got to say. They are the absolute only race car manufacturer in this country that mounts their motor in the right location.
And that was one thing that we saw at Race Logic. Yep.
Just buy Race Logic, look at that, and I'll tell you the same damn thing there.
Good deal. All right. See you guys next Sunday together. And of course, I'll be back on Tuesday for Top 5 Tuesday. Have a great week.
There you go.